Hello Gourdlings, welcome back to my studio, and if you are new here, welcome and welcome to my channel. My name is Jen Avery and I am a gourd artist, and primarily I am a pyrographer, which means I burn images on gourds. So I'm always asked what kind of burners do I recommend, and I actually do have an old video on that which I should probably update, but for now I am going to share with you my newest acquisition. I just recently needed to change my burning toolkit, and I decided to go with the Razertip SL3. So in this video, I'm going to just give you a little bit of details about this burner, a little bit of a review. I've been working with it for about a month now, so this isn't an unboxing video, but here is the box. It was very well packed, by the way. But I do want to share what I like about it and what I was surprised about that I didn't know when I first bought it, but it was a pleasant surprise. These are all good things, good safety features on it. So if you are thinking about getting a burner, or you are thinking of upgrading your current burner, this video might be helpful for you to hear what I think about this. So let's get going. All right, so the first thing is the power is on the back here. So I'm just going to turn this on. And as you see, when I turn that on and off, you see that middle light turns on here. So this is a 3-port burner, and you use this button to change the ports. So I have 3 pens that are plugged in here, and as you see, as I press this little black button here, the port light will change, and so will the number. And what I love about this is it will keep, it will save the temperature that you have set for that pen that you have plugged in. So if you're always using the same pens, which I always have a spear tip for my lines and my bent shader, and then sometimes I will just keep another pen, a different one, like this one is just a smaller spear shader for details. And if you always have the same pens, you can retain your temperature that you know works really well with those pens. So I like that a lot. Now, this is lit, but it's lit and it's white. If you can see that, it's like a little white light. So there is no heat going to this pen right now. So I can touch that, it's absolutely fine. And I love that safety feature that as you change ports, it's just showing you which light will be activated once you turn it on. So hopefully you can get a good view. If you watch this light and I press this button, it will turn blue. So it doesn't show up as well in the video. Okay, I just tried and failed with a few different things on my lighting, and so I'm not sure if you can see that very well, how well that really picks up there, but this light is turning blue, and what that shows is that this pen is now activated and heating up, and I like that. I like that. So if I want to turn the pen off, I can just press that button again and it'll cool down. The other thing is, if this pen is on and I want to change ports and I change the button here and it lights up this one is not going to heat up yet until I press that button. And I think that is a good safety feature for this unit. So I'll just read you a little bit from the brochure so that you can learn a little bit more about this unit. It has 99 settings, so this little digital setting right here, there's actually 99 settings, which I would never go that high on my burner. I'm rarely over a 40 heat on here because I'm a cool burner. The 3 pen jacks, we talked about that. The temperature range, this is what was surprising to me and absolutely was the perfect choice for me without me even really knowing it, that the temperature range on the bottom end is 77 degrees Fahrenheit or 25 degrees Celsius. And it will go up to 1,650 degrees Fahrenheit or 900 degrees Celsius. Now for me, because I oftentimes will burn on a very cool setting, that is perfect. And in comparing that with the other burners in their line, so the SL1, which is a 1-port, has the same temperature range. But their other burners, their lowest temperature is quite high for me. So their P80 starts at 180 degrees Fahrenheit or 80 degrees Celsius. The SK burners, the SK is 473 degrees Fahrenheit or 245 degrees Celsius on their lowest end, and the SSD10 is 338 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius on the lowest end. So if you are a person who likes to burn on the cooler end, like me, and really build up your tonal values, you want one that's going to have a low end on your burner. So, because if you go down to 0 or you go to the 1 setting and it's still too hot, what are you going to do? So, that was, I was very glad about that. The other thing about this burner that I also really like, and it surprised me, I guess I didn't do the research before I bought this that I thought I did, because there was a lot of things that just happened that I didn't know about. I mean, look, I just have to show you this. I mean, the polar bears. Are they not just adorable? A little mama polar bear and the 2 baby polar bears. Okay, yes, I admit, that was a selling point for me. I know, I'm totally silly. I like the polar bears, okay? So the other thing that was surprising to me is that there is an internal thermal overload protection. Say that 5 times fast. Which means that when the unit is on for a while and it's getting hot, it does have a automatic fan. So these are the little fans in here that will turn on and cool down the unit. So I think that is a really good feature that will help this unit to last longer, probably than my other ones, but that did not have that feature. It also has a safety shutoff for about 60 minutes. And I'm usually burning all day, but I do turn it on and off, or at least use this button to deactivate the pens from time to time. So, you know, I'll pause, I'll get up, I'll get a drink, I'll move around a little bit, which you should be doing anyway, because you don't want to get some kind of, you know, repetitive motion stress on your hands. So it's just good to kind of take little breaks here and there. So, but if you forget to turn it off when you get up to take one of those breaks, you do have that peace of mind knowing that it will turn off automatically. So that is another good safety feature. So in working with this, it does work pretty well as far as compared to the other burners I've used. It has very good heat recovery. It heats up pretty quick, and then it cools down pretty quickly too, and also it stays very steady while I'm working. Okay, so I'm just going to give a little bit of a demonstration and work on this little gourd for a little bit. My rabbit gourd. Yeah, I like rabbits. So I'm going to be using my shader, and this is another Razertip shader. It's a bent, let's see if you can see that. It's the bent spear. Okay, and let's see, I've got a bit of a tangle here. So this is my middle pen. So I'm going to turn this on. Boop, activated. And test my heat. Let's give it a minute. Now this is my older pen, and I do have a newer pen that I purchased, and let's talk about that a little bit. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. And I'm going to work on a leaf. So let's see if we can get a good angle here. And so yeah, I updated my my actual pens. Now this one is a bit worn down, or I should say it's broken in. It's not quite at the no good stage yet. And there is a sweet spot between having a pen that is kind of worn in like an old pair of jeans and one that's completely worn out and does not perform the way you want it to. And this one is sort of almost there. I started using my new pen and realized, I need to go back to my old pen because it's just not quite, it's too new. And I'm going to call that new pen syndrome. And I tend to always forget that when you get a new pen, it's not going to perform the same. And there are ways that you can artificially wear them down quickly, just so that it gets to that point that you are able to use a little bit better. Now, I often find that there's some little rough edges on the pen when it's brand new, even if they're a nice polished wire like the razor tips are. The metal is polished. However, you still feel a little bit of drag of the pen on the Gourd. So I do like to take a very fine abrasive. Actually, it's just a honing compound that's used for sharpening knives, and it's very fine, and it's not a lot. I don't want to wear down the pen or ruin the pen, obviously. So it's just a very tiny bit that I will essentially try to get some of those rough spots off. And the only warning I have, if you wanted to do that yourself, is that you probably would be voiding any warranty on your pens if you do that. So I'm not telling you to do that as a, that you should, just because I don't want you to void any warranties, but I'm just telling you that that is something that I do when I get a new pen. So I find that the spear tip, I love the spear tip, but sometimes they're just a little bit too pointy on the very tip, so I'll grind it down just slightly. So yeah, I do modify my pens. So even if I recommend a specific pen to you, which people often ask me to recommend pens, I can recommend a pen, but then I do modify my pens just a little bit to suit how I like to work and how I like the pen to work. So that's just a little caveat for you. Something new that I bought also, which I haven't really tried yet, and if you're watching this video and you have used this type of pen, I would love to hear what you've done with it and what you think of it. And that is this. It's the BPH. It's the Create a Pen handpiece. I'll just pause right here. I'll just put that, deactivate that a minute, and put this in this. Oh, and two, there's also rests here. You can have little spots to rest your pen, so I don't think I mentioned that. So that's also nice. On both sides, there's 4 on here. But this is the Create a Pen handpiece, So it unscrews here and you can put new pen tips on it, and this one came with a wire, and you can buy additional wires to make your own, bend up your own pen tip. I have not played with that yet. I used the wire that was already standard in here. I'm not really sure what I would use that for, as far as shading or lines or whatnot. I don't know. I didn't care for it myself, but I am willing to give it another try, and I thought it might be fun to see if I can bend up some new shapes with those additional wires, and see if I can come up with something that would be useful. So yeah, if you have one of those, if you've used those wires and bent up your own tips, I would love to hear about it and what kind of shapes you found to be useful. So as you can see, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more because I'd like you to see the low end here. So I have it on a 32, and see, it's nice and cool. I'm getting a nice tone. Nice and smooth. And it's actually a little bit too cool, but if I just put it up, whoops, 2 notches, it's going to make a big difference. And that's also what I like about this one is, yeah, turn it on. That's what I like about this one is just a matter of 1 or 2 number settings makes a really big difference. At least to me, because I'm somebody who likes to, again, if you burn cool, those little nuanced variations are extremely helpful and noticeable. If you're somebody who likes to burn hot, meaning you like your pen to be glowing red and smoking, well, I don't have advice for you because I never burn that way. I'm more of a drawer. I don't do, I know some people use their burners for carving techniques, which I find very interesting, but I've never used my burner in that way. Okay, so I'm just keeping it on this one setting on a 34, and that's just perfect for this leaf. Once that cools down, I'll erase my pencil lines and you can see what that looks like. Okay, so now I'm just going to remove my pencil lines. I finished this one leaf, and I think that burner did a really, really nice job on this. Okay, well, my little friend just came to visit. This is my cat Mudgy. I don't know if you can hear, but the fan just turned on my burner, and I got a little bit more done on this leaf here. But yeah, just to recap, I very much liked this Razertip burner. I like working with it, so I've been working with it about a month now. I love the safety features. I love that it has a little fan to cool it down. I love that it keeps the settings of each port so that when I go to pick up that pen again, it's going to have that same setting that I used the last time. Hi, Mudgy. And I also love that the lowest temperature is 77 degrees. So for me who likes to burn cooler, that is perfect. So I don't know if I covered everything there is to know about this particular burner. If you have any questions about it though, please leave a comment below and maybe share your question, or if you have this burner and you like it too, let me know. So if you have any other burning questions or gourd pyrography questions about either the tools or just the burning process itself, be sure to leave a comment. Maybe I'll make a video specifically on that in the future. So thank you for watching. Thank you for visiting my studio, and I'll see you next time. Happy gourding.